City News at 97.3 FM.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
City News.
Hello, good evening. Welcome to Eyewitness News, coming to you live from our studios yard number 11, Dr. Martin Loop in Adabraka in Accra. My name is Salom Adunu. Tonight I'm here with
Hawa Idrisu Mustafa.
Coming up over the next 90 minutes.
The name for the running mate, as you know already, is Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyemang. She will be the running mate for the NDC come December 7, 2024.
The NDC completes its presidential ticket with the announcement of Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyemang as John Mahama's running mate for the second time. What new does she bring to the ticket to bolster the NDC's chances? Mahama describes her as ideal. We will tell you more. Also on Eyewitness News, Electoral Commission jettisons its proposal to use a Ghana card as the sole identification document for the upcoming voters registration exercise. That decision was announced at an IPAC meeting today. Still on Eyewitness News, on a sad note, Deputy Finance Minister Dr. John Kuma passes on at age 45. He will be in Ejisu, his constituency. So more on this later. Stay with 97.3 Citi FM for more on this and other stories on Eyewitness News and in business.
Government urged to properly use petroleum revenue to ensure economic growth.
There is more business in the next 50 minutes. Eyewitness News is live across the country on all our affiliates and around the globe at citynewsroom.com. Your comments are welcome via our WhatsApp line 0549 986 996. You can follow me on X at Selom Adunu. The hashtag, as always, is City Newsroom. Hawa gives us our first story.
The National Executive Committee of the Opposition National Democratic Congress, NDC, has officially endorsed Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyemang as the running mate for the party's flag bearer, John Dramani Mahama, in the upcoming 2024 general elections. Last week, Mr. Mahama submitted his selection for running mate, and the party has now solidly supported his choice for the impending elections. Notably, this marks Professor Opoku-Agyemang's second consecutive term as the running mate, having previously served in the same capacity during the 2020 elections. Here is the General Secretary of the NDC, Fifi Fiabi Ikwete, addressing the press on the party's decision.
You already must be aware we've been on a journey for, let's say, a few weeks, and sometime, I think about 2 weeks ago, a release came from my office signaling that the flag bearer of our party has communicated with the leadership of the party that he was ready to meet the Council of Elders and the National Executive Committee of the party with a view to informing us about his choice of running mate. And in that release, the announcement was given out that the meeting is going to happen today. The first meeting will be the Council of Elders. That was supposed to be at 10 o'clock in the morning, then followed by the final meeting with the National Executive Committee of the NDC. That was due to start at 2 p.m. I'm happy to inform you that the two meetings went very successfully. The Council of Elders meeting went very well, followed by the NEC meeting, at which, at the end of the conversation, the flag bearer's choice was made known to the national executives of the party. And he communicated to us that he was very much satisfied with the running mate that he went into battle with in the year 2020. First and foremost, the correct examination, not just at the level of the party, but also at the level of the country. So you obviously see that to be an advantage. It's not like a new person who now we are going to be wondering what's going to be happening Are there going to be some issues that we are not aware about? Are there some issues that the media is going to bring regarding maybe a level of integrity and stuff of that nature? So clearly, in terms of criteria, she obviously has met the highest possible criteria as far as the party is concerned and also as far as the country is concerned. But if you want a little more, simple. We're talking about a running mate who obviously has got integrity. And I think there's no dispute about that. A running mate who, as opposed to another running mate that we have seen, is not going to be a completely discredited individual whose word cannot be trusted, who absolutely is an epitome of lies, of deception. It's going to be an epitome of honor. And that is critical, especially after 7 years of having seen the most discredited running mate in the history of our country. It's critical for us to make sure the person we are bringing matches that level in terms of supersedes that level of integrity, supersedes that level of credibility, has honor, has credibility, and can be trusted by the country. So in terms of that criteria, I would say her competence is not in doubt, her credibility is not in doubt, her character is not in doubt, and the people of Ghana clearly are looking for an individual that can be trusted. And our running mates represent that individual who clearly can be way, 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 way more trusted than the flag bearer of our main opposition. That all of you know is just an epitome of complete lack of credibility.
Fifi Fiabi-Kwete is General Secretary of the NDC. Now, Professor Joshua Alabi, a member of the NDC's Council of Elders and former campaign manager for the 2020 elections, has also been speaking to the press.
It's the best choice for this election. There was a marking scheme, it was very tight, and she emerged the best. And for us, we've got what we wanted, and what is left for us to do now is to focus on our campaign and move straight to work.
What was the marking scheme?
The marking scheme, like the General Secretary said, integrity, ability to handle issues in the absence of the president, experience in life, a retired university professor. Of course, she managed the whole university, and the university is just like a mini country, and she did that very, very well. And with all this, we believe that she's the best person to handle that.
I personally thought you were going to be the one named today.
I never thought so.
You never thought you were going to be named?
No. It was not on my listing. What I know is that we are coming to come out with a very good running mate.
Would this choice make it easy to execute this particular election?
We are going to win this election hands down. We are very confident of that. And I assure you, it will be a thriller.
Are you still leading the campaign this time?
Oh, we are yet to form our campaign team. But we play any role at all. At the moment, I'm playing another role as the vice chairman of the party, which I believe is also very important in the work we do. Yes.
Okay. Was there a wide acceptance, though, of this name?
Unanimous.
That was the Vice Chairman of the NDC, Professor Joshua Alabi. Let's now hear from the National Women's Organizer, Dr. Hannah Bisiu.
Simply put, right now she is the 4x4 we need to travel on the road for that we find ourselves. So for the questions that people put, what went in, what went out, look at our Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman. Her integrity, her credibility. She's a woman, she's hardworking. And so what else? And some of the questions that people really ask that I don't want to even repeat. If you have a president who is 80 years old, why will anybody look at a woman and try and say because the woman is even younger than the president, she can't be a president of Ghana? In essence, I take consolation in the fact that people are concerned and they are asking the questions because they know that she is the next vice president of the Republic of Ghana. The glass ceiling has been shattered. NDC once again, through His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, is making history. He has nominated a woman for us, and we are going to work very hard to make sure that this time around the woman becomes a vice president. And mind you, this time we are going to the polling centers. We are going to work We are going to work very hard, and we protect our ballots, we protect our votes, we protect the work that we do to make sure that nobody, robs us of our victory, so that His Excellency John Dramani Mahama will be accompanied by a woman for the first time in our country. It's a woman that we love, we support. And on this note, I want to also call on all Ghanaian women, not just the adults, the children in school, and the men. If you have a sister, if you have a mother, if you have a wife, if you have a daughter, if you're a woman and you're hearing my voice this evening or any time that you your interview, I'm inviting you that if you want a political party where you have hope as a woman, come to the NDC, because NDC, we give opportunities, and this is one of them. So we want women to join us so that together we can liberate our nation, Ghana.
The head and national women's organizer of the NDC, Dr. Hannah Bisiu.
All right, so our man who was at the venue of the announcement is Fred Duho, correspondent, City News correspondent, or City News reporter, and he just returned, and we just want to have a quick conversation with him. Fred, welcome to Eyewitness News. How was the environment? How was the atmosphere at the Adabraka headquarters of the NDC before the announcement was made?
Salam, honestly, we thought the announcement was going to be done early in the morning, around 11 a.m. Apparently, the Council of Elders held a meeting separately at a different location that no one knew about.
Oh,
so yes. So the former president actually presented his choice of candidate to the Council of Elders at this particular meeting. They deliberated on it. They came into that consensus. They've agreed. And then finally, when it was 2 to 3 o'clock thereabout, then we saw the party stalwarts come in one after the other. We saw the leader of minority in parliament, Dr. Kisela Toforsen. He came in. We saw the general secretary, the chairman of the party, and almost all those who matter. Professor Joshua Alabi, they were all present basically to grace this particular, would I term it, inaugural ceremony that was held at the party headquarters at Adabraka. The atmosphere, I can tell you, from the morning till 2 o'clock was quite calm because the numbers were very few.
And there was nothing really happening.
There was nothing really happening. All of a sudden, when we saw the former president came in at about 2 o'clock on the dot, that was when we saw the crowd gathering gradually. Then we were trying to pick signal as to who the person was going to be. And then we saw an hour later that the former running mate, let me put it in quotes, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman actually appeared. And then we all got to know that obviously that is the choice the former president has presented to NEC, FEC, and the Council of Elders of the opposition National Democratic Congress. The atmosphere was charged at a point. There was a bit of chaos, for a lack of a better word. You see young men, party foot soldiers in their numbers, who were basically creating way for the venerable prof to enter into the party office. And it was quite chaotic. They were just pushing each and every one on their way just to make way for her to go into the office for that particular meeting. I think on that part, it was, quite disappointing to see that level of disorderliness at the party headquarters.
But the party didn't anticipate that such numbers would turn up for this event, at least the rank and file, as you say.
If you see the arrangement going into this particular announcement, you wouldn't see any laid down rules or, as it were, orderliness from the onset that when the prof comes, this should be where media men should be. This should be where party supporters should be. There was nothing like that. So the moment the prof drove in, everyone wanted to catch a glimpse of her.
So between former President Mahames coming or entry into the party headquarters and that of the prof, which one received, more rousing, reception?
Prof's coming was really greeted with a mammoth crowd.
Really?
They were there in their numbers. Party supporters were there basically to throw their support behind the woman. And she was she's charismatic in that manner. She walked into the office. She was protected, at least the way things were turning out. The guys, actually, I would say, they protected her and led her into that meeting. Mahama's coming, I can tell you that, well, she was welcome generally, because they knew already that he is.
In fact, Mahama was not the news. He wasn't the news for the day. Okay.
I mean, he is not the news. So obviously, whom were they there for? And that is the running mate choice. So the numbers we saw when she came in was quite much bigger than when the former president came to the party office for the meeting.
So did former President Mahama speak to you? Did the lady herself, Professor Nana Jane Opoku-Agyeman, did she say anything to anybody? Did she speak?
I got so close, but it was just not close enough.
So after the announcement, she didn't say anything. The former president said
they left before the announcement. Actually, when they held their FEC meeting, the NEC meeting, I mean, the NEC members were there. They had the National Executive Council meeting. When they were done, basically, we saw that they just marched the former president out of the meeting hall, and with the prof following, and then almost all those who matter, we thought they were going to make a statement like the former president, the running mate now, and probably some key individuals. They left. I saw Dr. Kisla Tufosen also left, and it was left with only party national executives. The 16 regional chairmen were present, 16 regional women organizers were present, as well as other party stalwarts. They were present, and then the general secretary, Fifi Fiavikwete, made the announcement on behalf of the president. We actually posed some questions to them, and the questions, they actually answered the way they think they can. One, key among them, the age. One reporter put the age before
the issue about the Nana's age,
and they were like, well, if that should be an issue, then consider your president currently. His age is in the 87. So why would you even make an age?
I think he'll be approaching
so why would you be making age an issue for debate? They believe that the venerable prof is capable. She has the integrity to lead and accompany and support the former president, probably to contest the 2024 general elections, where they believe in their own right that they will make a significant mark in going into the 2024 general elections.
I see. Thank you so much, Fred Duho. And so what's next for this particular, I mean, for the pair now? I mean, Mahama and Prof. What's next? He's been adored. Do we know what to follow next?
When we asked the General Secretary this question, they said they are going to lay out their plan in terms of inaugurating various... I understand quite recently they inaugurated some committees, people to spearhead a number of committees in the party in the lead up to the 2024 general elections. But in the coming days as well, they are hoping that they will now give task to various individuals who would lead the charge for the campaign, and they will hit the ground running. When we asked the prof whether he's playing any role currently, he said he's currently a vice chair, and until he's probably given any other role, I mean Prof. Joshua Alabi, yes, until he's given any other role, he's just currently playing his role as a vice chair of the party.
I see. Thanks so much, Fred Duho. Fred Duho is a Citi News reporter. He was at the NDC headquarters for that announcement. So, Professor Nana Agyeman herself, I mean, you may wonder what she's been saying so far. She's issued a statement, and she let me just read portions of the statement. It said, "Today I received the news of my confirmed selection as a running mate to His Excellency John Dramani Mahama, flag bearer and leader of the National Democratic Congress and incoming president of the Republic of Ghana, with profound humility and great honor. It is worthy of note," the statement continues, "that this is the second time former President John Mahama has nominated me as his running mate. I express my eternal gratitude to him. By this choice, our flag bearer has demonstrated remarkable consistency and unwavering commitment to inclusivity and innovation, and an inspirational belief in the Ghanaian woman." It continues to say, "I wish to convey my heartfelt appreciation to the NDC Council of Elders, the National Executive Committee, the rank and file of our party, friends, well-wishers, and indeed all Ghanaians for the overwhelming support an endorsement. And then she goes for the jugular here. It says, I am not one to take lightly the confidence reposed in me, neither am I oblivious of the national decay and widespread despondency in our beloved country. I express my absolute readiness and commitment to partner His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to serve the people of Ghana with integrity, dignity, truthfulness, hard work, and patriotism to reposition our dear country as a beacon of hope and opportunity. I have no doubt in my mind that we can count on His Excellency John Mahama to give us the selfless, incorruptible, visionary, and inclusive leadership that Ghana urgently needs to transform the fortunes of Ghanaians. I shall give this noble task everything in me. Conclusion is that let us make history. Signed, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman, NDC running mate, dated Thursday, 7th March 2024. Eyewitness News. I've seen your comments. We will come to them. We will do some analysis on this. But let's take a short break. Return for more.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
You know, your Papa see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, Papa!
Bobo, so how your engine now?
It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you. Can feel better energy. Can't touch this. Tell you guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that?
Yes, so
somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz. And he switched. Sancho Panza.
Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz?
No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer.
Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency.
Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman.
Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
When you want to eat, just Momo it. Tired of the long queues in the supermarket? Pay with Momo. When you really want that beautiful new blouse, just Momo it. When you want to get a trim and get fresh to impress you know who, just Momo it. When you need to pay your utility bills and domestic staff, Shani Momo. When you want to send love to the family back home, send some Momo. Join the millions of MTN Momo users all over Ghana and live life the brighter way. So just Momo it. MTN.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/Citi97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/Citi973, and Instagram at instagram.com/Citi973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. And the big news today is that the NDC has announced its running mate in the person of Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. This is the second time the NDC is nominating her for the running mate position. In 2020, she was named as such, and then here we are again in 2024. John Mahama maintaining her as his running mate. Of course, a number of issues came up at that press conference. Journalists asked a number of questions, as you just heard from Fred, who one of them was about her age. Indeed, she's 72 years, born on November 22, 1951. She's 72 years. And in Fifi Kwete, in answering that question, compared her age to that of the president, where he said that if age was an issue, then the president age should be. President is 79 years old, just for the records. So now let's go on to the phone line and then speak to someone to help us analyze the situation. Dr. Kwame Esa-Asante is a political scientist with the University of Ghana. Hello, good evening, sir. Welcome to Eyewitness News. How significant is the nomination of Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman for the second time for the NDC?
Good evening. I think it's the best of selections that can come from the NDC. The woman has a very impeccable record. The woman is fit for purpose, and he has what it takes to partner John Mahama to deliver the tickets come December 7, 2024.
Well, what do you mean by she has what it takes? I mean, what does it take? What do you mean by that?
Yes. In such, exercise, popularity is key. Popularity is key. Is the woman popular or not? She is popular by the fact that he had worked in a university which is nothing but a microcosm of the country. That woman is popular because you have students who come from various backgrounds, various regions, and all that. He's able to work work to the satisfaction of the university. So you realize that he's popular among university people who are the Ghanaians we are talking about. It's popular among the various homes in this country. In politics, when they put you in charge of a ministry, depending on the ministry, the ministry can make you popular or not. One of the ministries that is what Ministry of Education, where you look at every home, there is what a student there, either in primary or middle secondary school or at the tertiary. And so if you're a minister and you perform well, it resonates with family and your name becomes a family household name. In real politics, he is also known throughout the country, not only within NDC, but throughout the country. In terms of experience, work as a scholar, work in the ministry, work in the party, and for that matter, Ghana, put her at that position as an experienced person. We also consider the constituencies that the person comes from. Not necessarily, in addition to a natural constituency, that's a home region and the rest of them. Is also, we are talking about the groups that she appealed to them. We can mention the gender groups. You can mention the intellectual community. You can mention the average Ghanaian and certain other constituencies. All these things come to add up to quality. And of course, for this position, you need somebody who can step into the shoes of the president in events that his party has been able to win power. John Mahama has become the president, and for some reason he cannot continue. You need somebody who can step into the shoes of the president and continue from where he's leaving off. This woman, I have no doubt in my mind that if that is the case, you should be able to do the work. And of course, you are looking at the person from a certain standpoint of baggage. Is it a candidate with baggage? If he has so much, obviously, it will not bode well for the party because it becomes the building blocks for opposition to launch attack on that individual and others. So they weigh all these things before they select the person. So all put together, you realize that the woman is fit for purpose.
I see. How about the issue about her age? That has come up a few times. People think that she's quite, an elderly person, and a younger person for this role would have been better. What's your thinking around the age question?
Let's look at it this way. If you are looking at age and you have somebody who is 73 years, and that 72 can deliver the public good, do you still need somebody who is much younger and cannot deliver anything? We are talking about politics is about contest of ideas and a referendum of your work and experience. And then what? You are talking about what results. Can the woman deliver the results? It doesn't really matter the age. The age is not a factor. We have examples all over the world. Nana Akufo-Addo, when he came to office, you just said that the president is about
79. Yes, 79.
Yes, take 7 years out of this. It gives you an idea that he came at the same age. All right. And is that the age that we are talking about? Talk about Joe Biden. All right. Talking about even the time President Kufuor also came to office. We are not talking about, the age doesn't really matter. If the person can do the work and then deliver the public good, that is all. You need what? Somebody who is dedicated to the job, somebody who knows the job, somebody who has experience and can bring it to bear, somebody who is ready to serve and not to be served. You need somebody with vision which goes beyond, constituency and to, resonate with what the people. We need somebody who has the country at heart. A whole lot of factors come to play. So the age is just a thin line that is not important at all. We want results. If the person can deliver results, why not?
I see. How should she be deployed for maximum effect? How should the NDC, quote unquote, use her to make her effective and deliver the votes or goods for the party?
now they know the woman's strengths and weaknesses and what she's capable of doing. So you tap into her strength and build from that. But that is a function of what I call the RSM, your resource. You need to be able to harness the resource very well, the resource of the party to support her to deliver. You need to have a strategy that will tap into her expertise, experience, and all that she has under her sleeve. And you need her to be part and parcel of the effort to, get a manifesto out of which you deliver messages, and you will be part of the process to discuss and then share ideas about the messages that they are going to churn out to Ghanaians at the national level, regional and constituency level. That resonates with the people. So you need to do a host of things to be able to get the best out of the woman, to partner, to help to support the ticket of the flag bearer. Remember that her position alone will not win NDC the power, and that it's a mix of factors, which include the quality of the flag bearer, and then other factors such as the economic conditions of the country. That discussion will come to light. We want to see, and at this point, you'll see records. What records has the NDC got to show, and then juxtapose on any other party that want to contest and then struggle for power with them. You want to also look at the infrastructure development. What can we say about NDC when they were in office compared to the MPP or any party that is in this race? Of course, they will also move on to look at the fight against corruption, which has been an albatross around the neck of the people of this country. We want to see who fought it well, who has what it takes to fight it, because the problem still lingers on. If you read the U.S. State Department Human Rights Report, it is adorned with all type of corruption support. They couch it there that corruption is at every aspect of the public sector. I mean, this is not good news. We want somebody who can fight it on. Recently, Transparency International report gives a very grim picture about our fight against corruption. We want somebody who can weather the storm in this area. Of course, we also want to look at somebody who has what it takes to be able to deal with the unemployment situation in the country. Our unemployment record is not good at all. If you compare it against countries like Chad, where there are a whole lot of difficulty, countries such as Nigeria, and then Cote d'Ivoire and the rest of them, we need to up our game. And in this direction, the conversation will come. We want to see how best we can also harness expertise to support in this fight. Of course, issue about health, education, and the rest of them. These are our critical issues that are going to be factored into the calculation or the campaign messages that will come from the party. So it's not just one thing, but it's a host of other factors. But of course, the position of the running mate is critical, because in events that the president cannot continue, the running mate runs into that position. It's not a driver's mate. No, it's a co-pilot, and that is why the ticket is one. That as soon as you elect the president, indirectly you have elected the vice or the running mate into office. And our constitution doesn't permit anybody who is not elected to lead the country. And that is where this whole idea is coming from, that you get a person who is the best. Because in absence of the president, we don't vote for the person again. Move in.
Yes.
Any other idea about running the president is a driver's mate, then you have missed the point. The real issue is that the president, the running mate, and the flag bearer, this is the president, all right, it's one ticket. And that once you elect the president, you have indirectly elected the vice.
I see. I spoke to the Deputy General Secretary of the NDC yesterday, and in trying to find out from him what the person would be or what kind of person we were to announce today, he said that the person will be one of integrity, better integrity, if you like, compared to what we have as a status quo. The status quo referring to the sitting vice president. Today also, the General Secretary of the party, in answering a question about what criteria was used in selecting the prof, he went ahead to say that they considered the fact of integrity, truthfulness, etc. I mean, those virtues or those values. In Prof's own acceptance statement, she makes the point that I express my absolute readiness and commitment to partner His Excellency John Mahama to serve the people of Ghana with integrity, dignity, truthfulness, hard work, etc. The question I'm asking is, it does appear that the word integrity or the words integrity, truthfulness, etc. have been deliberately interwoven into the statement of all key party persons we have heard so far. Do you think that is deliberate, and what would they be trying to achieve with this?
No. For politics, is who gets what, when, and how. What is my strategy of winning power? If that is what will give me power, why not? Because there is no bar or limitation as to what you can do, provided you work within the framework of the law. Right? Integrity is a requirement in governance. You proceed with integrity, and that you govern your society with utmost honesty. All right. What is the point of hiding or sending half-truth information to your people? In other words, lies and deception and manipulation. It doesn't go for any meaningful leader. You need to govern the people with integrity, honesty, and you must be dedicated to your work. It is a requirement built into governance architecture all over the world. And that is why you don't just pick any person. You pick a woman or a man of integrity, because people are going to entrust state power, state resources in your hands. And if you are a man that we cannot vouch for your integrity, how can we also be sure that resources can be applied judiciously? So we must as well leave it in the open for anybody to come with. So integrity is key, without which, look, no leader can survive within the terrain of politics. How do you yourself, that Ghanaians, let's put it general, that you are going to deposit money at the bank that you think that you can't vouch for integrity? Would you leave your money there? This is a common sense approach. And that integrity is key. And I'm happy that the NDC is putting emphasis on it. We will hold your feet to that if Ghanaians give them the power. And because it's critical.
Very well.
And so if you mention it, then I want to believe that you are on the path of doing the right thing, provided when given the authority.
Very well.
Walk your talk.
Thank you so much. Dr. Kwame Asante, political scientist, University of Ghana. Thanks so much for speaking to us on this matter. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. A number of your messages have come through. This one from Zylex Duane. He says, great decision to pick Prof. J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Alasan Hamdan from Nyuhini South says, God bless John Mahama for maintaining Prof. J. Nana Opoku-Agyeman as his running mate. 2024 is a civic responsibility, and every citizen must endeavor. So we need credible people like her. Okay. Neo Dick from Accra says, hello, I would like to say congratulations to Prof. Agyeman as the incoming vice president this time around. Nana from Miom says, JDM has made the right choice. Abi National in Wa says, I have no doubt about Jane and John. In fact, they will change this country for the better. John from Sandema says, good evening. I think retaining Prof. Jane Nana Opoku-Agyeman as NDC's John Mahama's running mate is one of the best decisions the NDC has made so far. A competent mother, a woman of credibility, and an intellectual juggernaut. We wish NDC all the best of luck in their efforts to rescue this country from the MPP. Now we go to that sad news of the former deputy finance minister, who is now former, is passing. Hawa has the details.
Deputy Finance Minister and Member of Parliament for Ejusu in the Ashanti region, John Kuma, has been reported dead. Sources close to the family confirmed to Citi News that the 45-year-old reportedly died after a short illness. He left behind a wife and 6 children. The president appointed him as chief executive of the National Entrepreneurship and Innovation Program in 2017. Before his passing, he served as a deputy finance minister. In memory of the former deputy finance minister, here is an excerpt from his parliamentary address in June 2022, where he addressed calls for the government to seek assistance from the International Monetary Fund.
Mr. Speaker, the yield levy is also going to help with the fiscal consolidation effort and reduce the debt levels of our country. And that also means that we are going to see an improved economic ratings and not returning to the International Monetary Fund, which is the only solution our friends on the other side have always preferred. Why don't you go to the IMF? Go to the IMF. We have shown that we have alternatives to building the economy of this country without resorting to conditionalities that will be imposed on this country. We will not go to the IMF today. We will not go to IMF tomorrow. And we are not going as long as the NPP remains in power. Mr. Speaker, looking beyond the yield levy, government is further taking steps to cushion Ghanaians against the hardship caused as a result of the twin crisis of COVID-19 pandemic and the Russia-Ukraine war. To this end, fuel prices are expected to go down by 1 cedi following the engagement between the Ghana Chamber of Bulk Oil Distributors, the Bank of Ghana, and the Ministry of Finance. Government has also taken some haircut by cutting expenditures, discretionary expenditures up to 30%, 50% cut in fuel coupons for government appointees, imposing moratorium on importation of imported cars, among several others. Mr. Speaker, if anybody has the capacity to bring this nation back on its economic track, it is Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo and the MPP government. Mr. Speaker, we have done it before. In 2001, when our friends took us and left Ghana in Hippic, it was former President Kufuor and the MPP government that took this country's economy and built it into a lower middle income until 2009. By the time we gave it back to them, in 2017, when President Akufo-Addo came, they had taken us back to IMF. It is President Nana Addo Dankwa Akufo-Addo who took us out of IMF and grew the economy of this country consistently from 2017 to 2019 on a GDP growth of 7%. Mr. Speaker, the Honorable Eric Opoku was talking about our debt. The 222 billion extra debt on your 122 billion, half of it is the liabilities you left. Financial sector bailout alone was 21.5 billion. The IPPs, the doomsday problems you left, the take or pay contract, that alone was 30 billion. The exchange rate effect is about 48 billion. We also inherited undisbursed loans. When you add all that, you are over 100 billion of the 222 billion.
So that was the late John Kuma addressing Parliament in June 2022. Meanwhile, President Akufo-Addo has, on behalf of the New Patriotic Party and Ghanaians, extended his profound sympathies over the demise of Deputy Finance Minister John Kuma. Nana Akufo-Addo has described the passing of the MP for Ejiso as a great loss to the party, his constituents, and the nation at large. In a Facebook post, President Akufo-Addo also eulogized the late John Kuma as one who served with great enthusiasm and devotion as a member of Parliament and a deputy minister. Meanwhile, Parliament today adjourned sittings to Friday following the news of the MP's passing. Central Town MP Alexander Roosevelt has been speaking to Citi News about how he received the news on the death of the Ejisu MP John Kuma.
It's something that has had hit all of us. Nobody thought that a young man of 45 could just pass on like that. John was a very good friend, I know, to both sides, everybody. He was very nice to all of us. I quite remember one day we were coming out of the chamber, he said, my friend, my brother, you don't pay us a visit, why? Then I said, oh, John, I'll find time to come, but I have to book appointments. So no. As for you don't need an appointment to come to my place. And we just shared and we all laughed off before we parted. John was a very nice guy. John, very cool and collected. He was always beaming with laughter. John was always receptive. He was not too partisan, very much accommodating. And I feel that we've lost a very good friend of ours.
That was the NP for Central Town, Alexander Roosevelt.
I must say that indeed we are Citi FM here also have had cause to speak to him on many of our programs. Eyewitness News, myself, I've hosted him here, and on the big issue. And he was a consummate gentleman, very affable and quite an objective person, if you ask me. And so on behalf of the station, we extend our condolences to his immediate family and all persons who were associated with him. May his soul rest in perfect peace. Now we go to the Ashanti region, where he was MP for Ejisu, and so we are at his residence now to see what's happening there exactly. Our correspondent Hafiz Tijani is there, and he joins us on the phone now. Hello, Tijani. Hafiz, welcome to Eyewitness News. Where exactly is this house, and what can you tell us? What's happening there?
So this is the Donors residence of the late MP. Currently, the Ashanti Regional Minister has just consulted with the family, the father and mother of the late MP, and he has come out granting some media interviews here. So he has been talking about how he met the former member of parliament when he had ambitions to contest as the member of parliament for this area. He came to him to seek some guidance and also some advice. And he spoke about the last time they met when the new finance minister was appointed by the president. He came with John Kuma to his office to pay a KTC call. Then they proceeded to the Menchia Palace to pay a KTC call on the Asante Hene. And he has been speaking about how dedicated John Kuma was to service and how he gave the then finance minister all the necessary support in terms of the work at the finance ministry. And he also spoke about how John Kuma was dedicated to duty as member of parliament for the area. And apart from the regional minister, many constituents have also been sharing this about the member of parliament, how he's been selfless and helping people, especially widows and orphans within his constituency. For many who are coming here and wailing, they say that they had even gone to him to help some of their wards in terms of their health and educational needs, and he was willing to do, and all those processes were in the pipeline before the demise or the announcement of his death. So when you come to the donors' residence here of the late MP, a lot of people are gathering. A lot had gathered at the party's office in Ejisu, but many came here to the donors' residence of the late MP to mourn.
I see. So the constituents generally, when was the last time they saw him? What was he up to? Of course, we know that he contested the election. I mean, he ran unopposed and all of that. We should tell us how popular he was in the constituency generally. When was the last time they saw him? I mean, generally, what's the conversation in the constituency?
So according to the spokesperson, he said that he was preparing for the 6th March parade in the Ejisu municipality. He had come purposely from Accra because of that, and he was able to attend the conference. But later, he called the chairman for the constituency for the party and told him that he is not able to come because he had some emergencies to attend to. So the party has given whatsoever support he needed to have given for the 6th March parade and the activities. So it was today that they had to transport him back to Accra to go and continue his treatment in Germany, according to the spokesperson, that he died on the way to Accra. But for the constituents, many saw him the last time he attended, or the last time they saw him was when he was being acclaimed before or during the party's parliamentary primaries. That was when many saw him. And those who had a personal appointment with him, they also came to see him somewhere last week, and they had to just hear the news about his demise today.
All right, Hafiz, thanks so much. We'll come back to you again as and when you have some new information on this tragic event, death of the MP for Ejisu, former, Deputy Finance Minister, Dr. John Kuma. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. The General Secretary of the NDC, Fifi Kwete, also spoke about the death of John Kuma.
Of course, it's very sad news. He's somebody I know personally, so naturally it came to me as a massive shock, and a young person as well. So really, I can really express condolences to especially the family, okay, and to MPP at large, because even though we are in different sides of political divide, that's the last thing we wish on each other. For physical, especially passing away so suddenly, a young person going away. So clearly, it's a devastating blow, I would say, to everybody in the political arena.
In that case, when are we expecting some official communication from your end?
We'll have to wait for MPP. We have to allow them to take the lead, then we follow up after that. Okay.
So you heard NDC General Secretary Fifi Kwete. Of course, he said they were waiting for the MPP to break communication on that. The MPP has. So its General Secretary, Justin Kodia Frimpong, issued a statement on behalf of the party. I read portions of that statement. Is titled or is headed, New Patriotic Party mourns the death of Honorable Dr. John Ampontia Kuma, directs party flags to fly at half-mast. It says the New Patriotic Party has lent with grief the shocking demise of Honorable Dr. John Ampontia Kuma, Deputy Minister for Finance, a Member of Parliament for Ejisu constituency, which sad event occurred on March 7, 2024. Even before his ascension to national political limelight, the statement says Honorable Kuma showed signs of leadership in his teenage years as he was elected school prefect for the Opokuwari Senior High School. He was an energetic party stalwart whose relentless activism was instrumental in the formation of the Young Patriots, a youth group that championed the cause of the party from 2009 to 2016. Owing to his business and entrepreneurial acumen, Honorable Kuma was appointed as the first Chief Executive Officer for the National Entrepreneurial and Innovation Program during the first tenure of the Akufo-Addo administration. His impressive management of the NEIP led to his elevation as Deputy Minister for Finance in 2021, a position he held until his demise. As Member of Parliament for Ejisu constituency, Honorable Kuma demonstrated profound passion and commitment to the needs of his constituency, which resulted in his recent acclamation as the party's 2024 parliamentary candidate for the constituency. So the New Patriotic Party takes solace in his legacy of hard work and dedication to our dear country and extends our deepest condolences to the bereaved family, particularly his wife and children and the people of Ejisu for this great loss. As a mark of respect in his honor, the statement says, the party directs that all party flags fly at half-mast for the next 7 days. Signed, General Secretary Justin Kodia Frimpong. Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. How?
The Electoral Commission has abandoned its plan to eliminate the guarantor system for the upcoming limited voter registration exercise. This was revealed to political parties at the IPAC meeting to discuss the electoral calendar of the Commission. According to participants of the meeting, the calendar that was earlier published has been accepted by all political input after input. Speaking to journalists, the NDC's Director of Elections, Dr. Edward Omani-Boama, indicated that his outfit is satisfied with the calendar provided by the Electoral Commission.
I can't recollect a disagreement. Very cordial meeting chaired by the chairperson herself, and the calendar was for the first time put out. We discussed the calendar and made inputs. None of the inputs were rejected, and I'm talking about the political parties. We were looking at deduplication, when the EC is going to be printing the ballot papers, and all those concerns were addressed. So the EC will go back and incorporate those ones. Again, too, the cordial manner in which the chairperson opened the meeting and made very declarative statements about issues that we've been haggling over for some time.
Director of Elections and IT for the NDC, Dr. Edward Omani-Boama.
Eyewitness News on 97.3 Citi FM. We take a short break. When we return, Citi Business News will be up next. And on Point Blank, we'll delve into the IPAC matters with the NDC's Deputy Director for IT and Elections. Don't go away.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
KB, yo. Hey, KB, aka Kubeboga, now drives a Bugatti. He can even travel by road from Accra to London. Oh, wow. KB's source of wealth is agriculture. Yes, coconut business. After losing his bank job, he started supplying coconuts at events. Now, he owns large coconut plantations and employs many young people. Charlie, we all need to trust the process, because hope days.
There has never been a better time to enter into agribusiness. Take a bold step today with the Ghana Grows program, because every step pays. Ejuma Wokrom, Ghana Grows, Hope Day, an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation and Limehouse.
You know your papa see that? And it's rickety car. Hey, papa!
Bobo, so how your engine now?
It is half man, half amazing. Thanks to Quartz and you. Don't feel better energy. Can't touch this. Charlie, guys, so Sancho's engine just died like that?
Yes, so
somebody managed to convince him that there is a better engine oil than Quartz, and he switched.
Sancho Panzapa. Now, which engine oil can be better than Quartz?
No other, my guy. Quartz with its age-resistant technology, it keeps your engine younger for longer.
Now you know. Have you guys seen the new bottle design? It's superb. Quartz 9000 from Total Energies there improves fuel efficiency.
Why do you think Mr. Mane and Logoso have taken the Quartz Nation Movement World Cup like that? Sorry. Chairman.
Quartz. Keep your engine younger for longer.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Get the details. Every significant financial transaction, every market movement, and all the policies that affect your business. Citi Business News. Be informed.
Time now for Citi Business News on Eyewitness News, brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Details of our stories now. The Dean of the University of Cape Coast Business School, Professor John Gachi, has expressed concern over the successive government failure to effectively manage revenue from the country's petroleum sector. He emphasizes that the country's managers must prioritize resilience to withstand any external shocks. Currently, the local currency is experiencing a sharp depreciation, crossing the threshold of 13 cedis to a dollar last week. This comes amidst concerns that Ghana may lose support from its development partners if the president assents to the anti-gay bill. In an interview with Citi Business News, Professor John Gachi stressed the need to build strong buffers.
In fact, in the past, we used to have buffers of the economy, but we have depleted all those buffers of the economy. We do not have buffers for the economy. In fact, some of the buffers that we have now, they are there just because of the legal restriction on them. If not so, leaving it in the hands of the managers of the economies from the past up to today to use their, commitment to nation building to protect those buffers, then we wouldn't achieve anything. It's only because of the legal restriction that those buffers are there in terms of a stabilization fund, in terms of heritage fund. So we need to start building the country, intentionally building the country so that the economy can be ours. Because the economy creates hardship, it creates a difficulty for people. It does not creating opportunities that are to be taken by citizens. So we have a lot of unemployment, and people come in, they create some short-lived engagement, and we start shouting about that. So So it is high time we go back and then we think through what we should do to restart the rebuilding of the economy.
That was economist Professor John Gachi. The government has challenged foreign vehicle assemblers in the country to adopt competitive pricing strategies in a bid to attract more customers. According to the Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry, Michael Ochiebefi, this will also boost the operations of players in the vehicle assembling business in the country. Michael Ochiebefi made the call at the commissioning of the first Honda HRV assembled car to mark the commencement of the production of assembled Honda vehicles in Ghana.
All these vehicles are working, so you have now also joined the business. Now, make sure you also work hard to be able to come out with prices that will be very attractive to the market. That is the only way you'll be able to survive in the market. So if you come and you decide to make your cars very expensive, it means that you will not be able to compete in the business, because the business is very competitive now. And so make sure as much as possible you come out with prices that will be so attractive to customers for them to patronize your product. Government, to the zero VAT rate extended to you, has given you a chance to be able to save some money. So I guess it's also important for you also to give same to the public. So I'm charging all the assemblers, not only Honda, that try as much as possible to be able to come out with prices that will be very competitive and also attractive to customers to be able to patronize the product.
Michael Ochiebefi is a Deputy Minister of Trade and Industry. Meanwhile, the head of Regional Unit for Europe, Africa and the Middle East for Honda Motor Company Limited, Katushisa Okuda, underscored their readiness to serve the needs of Ghanaian customers.
We are looking at a bigger opportunity to sell our cars here in this country. But also, we are looking at the other markets in Western Africa. And we believe that this country has a good infrastructure to allow us to organize exports from here to the other Western African countries. That's the main reason why we decided to have a factory here.
And also, thanks to the automobile policy that was introduced 2 years ago, like other competitors, we decided to go with the assembly here.
The role of this factory is first to serve the people here in Ghana. And as Mr. Deputy said, yes, we will have to strive to offer as low a price as possible. Of course, that's what we try. But primarily, yes, we will focus on the customer and the market here in Ghana. But again,
that was the head of the Regional Unit for Europe, Africa and the Middle East for Honda Motor Company Limited, Katushisa Okuda. Energy analyst Dr. Yusuf Suleimana has weighed in on the growing concerns raised by independent power producers over the country's power sector. The chamber warns that by the end of 2024, the sector could accumulate an additional debt of approximately $1.8 billion due to PURC's recent decision to further lower electricity tariffs. Speaking to Citi Business News, Dr. Suleimana said an overall reduction in electricity prices should be seen as an opportunity rather than a setback.
It could be a way to incentivize people to get their bills settled. If sometimes the bills are too much, the same consumer is paying for light bill, the same consumer is paying for water bill. The tendency of some, in quotes, some miscreants trying to, outreach the system and bypass the system to consume the power is high. So reduction itself we shouldn't look at it in totality as a bad thing. Besides that, I think this quantum is not that much, and it's also not covering. It's encapsulating some kind of consumption basket, not holistically everybody that it covers. And so I believe that rather encouraged support ECG to see how these leakages can be curtailed. Generally, we shouldn't look at it as a bad thing.
Dr. Yusuf Suleimana is an energy analyst. That's it for City Business News on Eyewitness News. The business news on Eyewitness News is brought to you by GCB Bank PLC. GCB Personal Loan, make that big move and dream a reality. My name is Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. Up next is Point Blank.
Hello, Linda. You won't believe what I am planning next. I want to start my postgraduate degree, buy a car, and build my dream home. But you know what's stopping me?
What's that, Mike?
Money, oh. That be my biggest wahala.
Oh, you are sorted, Cry. With a GCB Big Move personal loan promo, you can borrow up to a whopping 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours.
Like, seriously? How do I qualify?
Yes, it's available to all GCB salary account holders. Plus, you get a 2-month grace period before you start to pay back.
Susket, I'm opening an account with GCB now.
Get a personal loan of up to 400,000 Ghana cedis at a significantly reduced interest rate in less than 24 hours. Call 0800-422-422 or visit your nearest GCB branch today to fund your next big move as we celebrate 70 years of greatness. T's and C's apply. GCB Bank, your bank for life.
Let your voice be heard on Eyewitness News on Facebook at facebook.com/City97.3, Twitter at twitter.com/City973, and Instagram at instagram.com/City973 with the hashtag Eyewitness News.
KB, aka Kubeboga, now drives a Bugatti. He can even travel by road from Accra to London. Oh, wow. KB's source of wealth is agriculture. Yes, coconut business. After losing his bank job, he started supplying coconuts at events. Now, he owns large coconut plantations and employs many young people. Charlie, we all need to trust the process, because hope day.
There has never been a better time to enter into agribusiness. Take a bold step today with the Ghana Grows program, because every step pays. Ejuma Wokrom, Ghana Grows, Hope Day, an initiative of the MasterCard Foundation in partnership with Springboard Roadshow Foundation and Limehouse.
Amafwe! Yeah! Media sambisanda mwa. Eti yamrati yano. Mumu waipane tumi vina mubodon pe mumana yako no.
Eye kwa apna.
Na mumu wansu ne tumi just mali me mayani nina de.
Eye kojo. Yampa.
Enu kro. Kobre tumi vina mubodon pe musanso wo yusu president eba. Ayede yon bani do braye. Pusi echi na muhobai na. Sem mana huwade ne.
Sa!
Ani na kujunsu yusu president chako. Na nune diye ema wasi wuye krejen fita. Na wati ya siribe jo mamana feel you.
Hey, kojo. Sa!
Yeah. President Eba and a President Taco. Afedie. Yakono natural.
FDIJ Jadion Katuyatu. There are some classy celebrations that call for whipping out your favorite China sets. Same goes for your luxury vehicle. Just any engine oil won't do. Premium understands premium best. The new Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties is the one for your premium car. It's a fully synthetic motor oil designed using the Shell Pure Plus technology. Prevents dirt buildup with exceptional cleaning power, leaving your pistons cleaner than a whistle up to 50% more than the industry standard, and gives you stronger, long-lasting engine performance. So, if you want your classic car to run smoothly like a Ferrari for years to come, use the Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP with carbon neutral properties. Shell Helix Ultra 0W20 SP, designed for ultimate engine performance.
Eyewitness News. Be there as it happens.
Welcome back to Eyewitness News' Point Blank on the segment. Tonight on Point Blank, The NDC was at IPAC. Indeed, the Electoral Commission held an IPAC meeting with the political parties. Key on the agenda was the electoral calendar. Also known as Program of Activities for the 2024 presidential and parliamentary elections. If you recall, the NDC and other political parties were calling on the EC to make public their calendar for the elections. The EC promised releasing it end of February, but it did so today. My guest to help us go through all of that and what transpired at IPAC is Dr. Tanko Rashid Computer, Deputy Director Elections of the NDC. Hello, Doc. Welcome to Point Blank.
Thank you.
Yes, your name, Dr. Tanko Rashid Computer. Is a computer actually your real name? Computer. Computer is nowhere near Rashid or Tanko.
Let me say good evening to your cherished listeners. Yes, computer is part of my name. Is my official name.
The computer is your official name?
Yes. It's in all my cards, my passport, my Ghana card, my voter ID.
Wow.
The computer is a name I've been using all along.
Wow, I see. That's interesting. For a lot of us, we thought it was just a nickname you picked up along the line.
No, it's my name. It's my name. A lot of people thought it was alias, but it's not alias. It's
I see. I see. Good to have you. So the NDC today, two major things happening on a political landscape, maybe three. The death of John Kuma, very unfortunate incident there. The NDC outdoored its running mate, Professor Nana Opoku-Agyeman. Has been done, and today as well, we had the IPAC meeting to discuss the electoral calendar. So these are three major things that have happened today. How was the meeting really, the IPAC meeting? Because your party in the past had complained about the posturing or the posture of the Electoral Commission. In fact, your chairman now, at the time, General Secretary, said that it was like school children listening to a headmaster or headmistress. You take it, they talk, you take it, you go. You have no opportunity to commune, if you like. How was the atmosphere at the meeting today?
Very well. It was very cordial. Don't forget this year happens to be the third IPAC meeting that we attended. The first IPAC meeting was on 22nd February 2024. Second, 29th February, and today 7th March. So it's been cordial since return to IPAC. I'm happy you have recounted the reasons behind our leaving IPAC. We didn't regret it at all. Our leaving the IPAC has made them to understand that the NDC is a political party, a force to reckon with when it comes to electoral matters. Don't forget, we've been there. We birthed this current democracy. 92, we birthed it, and we've been participating in all the elections. So when it comes to knowledge about electoral activities, election management in Ghana, you cannot silence NDC at all. So they've gotten to realize that, yes, in the absence of NDC has given them a lot of headache in planning their activities. So, a lot of emissaries were sent to us, pleaded that we should return to IPAC. International organizations, Peace Council, the Electoral Commission, led by Mrs. Jean Mensah herself. The last meeting they held with the Peace Council and political parties, pleaded that they needed us back. And then we reflected upon it. At FEC meeting, we discussed it. At political committee meeting, they discussed it. And finally, we agreed that let's give them a try and see whether they will continue that posturing. And ideally, when we went on the 22nd, 29th, and today, it appears they have changed.
So there's a change.
There's a change.
Now, it's no more like a headmaster talking to students.
It's now very cordial, very lovely. Not acrimonious. It's like the IPAC we used to know. That is, it's consensus building. You come there, share ideas. They bring their proposal, we discuss it, and then we advise them how to go about it. And lovely accepted it. I mean, accepted all the proposals we give them. We are all in together in this business.
Is it because there were no issues of real controversy? The EC didn't have, a position, the hardliner position that the NDC maybe was opposed to and all of that. Maybe you were all agreed somewhere in the middle, so it was difficult. It wasn't difficult to build consensus.
No, there were issues, controversial issues that needed to be addressed, and then through our interventions and then prompting them on certain things. If you look at the calendar which we were discussing, you won't see anything about ballot printing, time for ballot printing and all that. It's a major area that you cannot gloss over it. You can't draw a calendar without it. We called their attention to it and told them about it. Yes, and they did agree. There's an issue.
So this calendars I have before me will be amended to make room for that.
To make room for that.
So was it an oversight, or they thought it wasn't just necessary to put it there?
That is what I'm saying. I mean, they might look at it, but it's a major issue. I mean, you need to know all these things, and then the issue of deduplication after the registration is done. We need to do deduplication to be sure that people who have done the multiple registration don't get into the electoral. All these things, it was missing in there. And then they also talk of having, after the main registration, which is coming in there from April to May, before they give us a final register in September, around September, there's going to be another window again of registration, which is normal. I mean, to make a room for people who are 10, 18 years around that time. To be captured. It's not there. So we've called their attention to that. And then they will do this amendment.
So were these oversights, or these were things that the EC thought were not necessary, so they deliberately took out?
So, but now you realize that they are very important, very, very necessary, because you cannot have such major issues, because the September one will change the figures, of course. And so who accept a register that last minute if this thing is not captured, and they take you by surprise? I mean, all these things. So they have agreed, and they are going to work on that. That's why I'm saying that it was cordial. We called their attention. She took time to explain some of these things, and then we said, fine, it's good to go. I mean, we agreed on some of the...
What did the other parties say? What were the contributions of the other party? They agreed with all these points you raised?
Yes. The MPP were indifferent. I mean, they didn't have much. In fact, all the political parties look at the issue. Their whole problem was that the way the thing was published ahead of IPAC, which of course we thought the EC aired there, and then they shouldn't have done that, because this document should have been discussed. If you look at what they published initially at the Daily Graphic, it was a bit different from this one in a way.
So they could make the point that it didn't come from them.
Well, they were silent. They didn't say it didn't come from them. So silent means consent, because they were silent about it. They were not saying anything about it. But realizing that we raised some issue, because when we saw it as political party, NDC, we raised issues about it. There was not transfer voters, period for transfer voters, proxy voters. But this one, you see that it's captured. But the one published in the graphics didn't make room for... So all these things, clearly, I'm sure they've listened.
So how does it work? Were you supposed to have been given a copy of this ahead of time so that you deliberate over it, or you just go to IPAC, you be presented with it, and you have to discuss and make decisions there?
That's
how does it work?
At least they should have sent this thing
to you, so that you will deliberate over it. So that when you go, you are yes.
Because they made us to believe at the 22nd February meeting. That was the understanding. They told us that, okay, you go talk to your leadership, but before you return for the 29th meeting, we would have given you the program, the timetable, so that we can discuss it in the 29th. But when we arrived at the 29th, there was no timetable. That's why we took them on, and we've been running issues. My boss, Omani Boama, wrote several epistles on his Facebook wall and all that, prompting them the need for that, until they came out with it. And when instead of them to send it to us as political parties to look at it, they rather publish it, put it in Daily Graphic. That was where we took issues with them at the IPAC meeting, and I'm sure they've taken it on board, and they will not do that further as we are moving, because there will be a lot of IPAC meetings that will be attending with them.
So I see on the calendar what we call the continuous, the days that continuous replacement of voter ID cards. Is it a situation that if my voter's ID card is missing, I could walk to any EC office and get it replaced?
That is it. That one is continuous exercise. You see, key issues that were discussed at the IPAC, the take home on the IPAC, there was about the issue of indelible ink.
Yes. So let's just delve into it.
Yes.
So the matter of the indelible ink came up, some time ago. I mean, during the district level elections,
Yes.
and the EC says that they thought that was a new way to go because they were using the biometric machines, and so by the use of biometric machines and the verification, etc., somebody could not vote twice. And so that was the argument, the sound argument in their view. But the NDC didn't appear pleased with that, and so you started raising concerns. What did they say about that today?
Yes, today, officially, Mrs. Jean Mensah made it very clear to us. And like what you are saying, that was their position initially. They thought that because of this biometric register and all that, which, of course, people cannot vote twice, that was their reason. We made it very clear that initially that, look, so long as we continue to have in the CI manual verification, I mean, you can't say everybody is going to biometrically verify. And so that in the issue of indelibility was something non-negotiable. We're not really, and she agreed that, look, they've listened to political parties' leadership, they've listened to civil society, and they themselves have done some introspect analysis of their processes, and have agreed that this year, 2024, the indelible ink will be part of the process. It means it will be used. We're going to use the indelible ink. They have agreed on that. And then the other one she made official statement was the issue of changing the date from December to November. That they have assessed the process. They've listened to everybody, the political parties and civil society, and they've come to the conclusion that it cannot be implemented this year. It's not an exercise that they can do.
But what's really the problem? Because this matter came up a long time ago. We all went to sleep, we all go to sleep. Election year, then we raise it again. Why couldn't we deal with this change of date thing? Years before, maybe 2-3 years before an election year. So why do you have to come up again in an election year?
That is it. That was our point. That's why we question the rationale behind that. Because we question that, look, if you knew you wanted to do this, after you came to office in 2017, you should have started the process, engaging civil society, political parties and all that, and tried in 2020. If you couldn't in 2020, you could have made it to understand that, okay, if we can't do it in 2020, we'll do it in 2024. By that time, we would have prepared ourselves towards that. But you don't wait till election year, then you come in and say, we want to do this kind of major changes. So thank God she has agreed that this one will still maintain the design. And you see in the calendar that election date is December 7th.
Very well.
So they've agreed on that.
Great. Another key issue that came up, or that has been always coming up in the discussion, is the use of the Ghana card versus the guarantor system. So the Ghana card, we were told, was going to be the only identification document to get people onto the register. And we're hearing that in this meeting, it was officially made known to everybody that thought was going to be abandoned. And then now the status quo, which is the guarantor system plus the Ghana card, is what will prevail. What's the point?
Yes.
What's the matter there?
The thing is that, before they could go ahead with the Ghana card, they needed to put in a new CI. And then, the difficulty they went through in the CI last year. It couldn't materialize. And then looking at their timing and then their program of activity, there's no way they can have a new CI. And without a new CI, they can't do this kind of thing because everything they do.
So was it an issue about the CI? Because my thing, they can always do the CI. You just do it, lay it there, 21 days it passes and it becomes law. Is it because of their inability to lay the CI, or because of the difficulties encountered by people in getting the Ghana card?
It's a difficulty in laying the CI. If these people had laid the CI, they would have gone ahead with doing it.
Really?
Because the difficulties, they tried severally. When they went, the first one didn't succeed. They came back and they were bent on bringing it back again. If you listen to leadership of Electoral Commission, Dr. Bosman and then the director of electoral service, Dr. Sribo.
Kwaku.
Yes, they were always saying that they will still send back the CI in the same format. That's what they were indicating to. And I said, okay, wait and see. Because the truth of the matter is, if you look at their last registration, which they did last year, 2023, over 60% of those who were enrolled into the register used guarantor system. And so it means if they were able to lay the CI and succeeded in removing the guarantor system, all these 60%, over 60% of Ghanaians, eligible Ghanaians, were not going to get into the register. Are we going to disenfranchise them? Was that the purpose? And so there was no way they were going to do that. Parliament, in their wisdom, saw that, look, what they are going to do is they were just looking at a way or window to disenfranchise a lot of Ghanaians. And that's why they stopped them in the process. And I believe when she was talking, clearly they knew that there was no way they were going to have the CI through. That's why they abandoned. And they made it very clear that this year, even the elections, they are not going to bring new CI. So we are still going to use the CI 127 for the elections. So this year, there's not going to be any.
Are we going to have new? So obviously, because a new CI was not laid, we cannot have new constituencies created.
That is certainly. But they will have, to add to that too, there will not be creation of new polling stations.
There will not be creation of new polling
stations. But, they have a threshold. If a polling station has a register up to over 749, that is the threshold. When it is above 749, they will split it into
They'll split it, but it will be at the same place.
At the same place.
So it will be A and B.
So it will be A and B. So what is happening is that currently we have 38,622 voting centers, let's describe it this way, or polling stations. Now, they are emphasizing that because of the new registration, last year we did one, and we are going to do one this year again.
The numbers will increase.
So they are emphasizing of at least about 4,000 additional centers to be added.
4,000, okay.
Yes, so invariably...
So additional centers, meaning the A and B or new centers?
So it's going to be A and B or A, B, C.
Okay.
Depending upon the numbers. If you have 749, and because of this new registration, about 200 people have added, definitely you are going to have a new center creating in that place. So that will make this 4,000 thing she's talking about. So invariably, we're looking at about 42,622 polling stations for the 2024 general elections. So these are the new things they intend doing.
So we'll have a limited voters registration exercise, and we'll have one,
in September, around September. Just like
does the NDC have, do you envisage how many people do you envisage will join or will be added to the electoral roll before December 7th?
Yeah, actually, when we discuss it with the figures they gave us, we look at least they are expecting about 600,000.
600,000
new registrants. Yes, to join the rule. Because if you look at the statistics, per the population census and all that, currently 890,000 people are expected, that is 18 years and above this year. And now
809,000 people are expected
890,000.
90,000.
Yes, I expected to be 18 years and above. Now with this, the Electoral Commission is expecting about 70% of them to be registered. So 70% of them will give you almost 620,000. Okay. So that's why they are looking at around 600,000 for that. So it's within. So that is what we are looking at for this year to add up to the current register.
I see. We are concluding. So should there be a runoff? That runoff will be held on the 28th of December, and the election itself will be held on the 7th December. So from the calendar, I see Saturday, 28th December, presidential runoff. And that's what it is. The issue about the day, Saturday, because earlier we heard concerns from the Adventist Saturday worshippers that Saturday was not a good day for them, so we should think about changing the day. Did that come up at all in any of the deliberations?
No. The Electoral Commission, in all their discussions and their program, never talked about religious issues. In fact, even the first one we met them, when they were talking about the change of day, they didn't talk about religious. They were talking about the short nature of our transition. And then
not the transition. I'm talking about the day of the week, Saturday.
Yes, they didn't talk about it at all. It never came up because they had previous elections been held on Saturday and had previous elections held on Fridays. Some held on Sundays. And these are all religious days, and nobody complained. And so it has not come out for discussion. It's not an issue on the table for discussion at all. And so for this one, but we know in our program of activity that there's not going to be runoff for this year election.
That's in the NDC.
The NDC, yes, the NDC as a political party, we know there's not going to be a runoff. It's
Really?
going to be it's going to be one-touch victory. I'm pretty sure 54% is Excellency John Dramani Mahama.
54%?
I'm pretty sure
that
about
is
that.
very huge.
I am pretty sure about it. Very sure about it. Very sure because of what we have, the work we are doing as a directorate, election directorate, the program of activities we have rolled out, and what the achievements so far achieved in recruiting our officers for the
The recruitment of the officers, major issue. In fact, the matter has been that people go and vote and you don't police the ballots properly, and then things happen. That's the allegation. Things happen and the results change. So how confident are you that this time round we will not have that?
So that's why I'm saying we have changed. We have changed the face of the recruitment. Don't forget this year. Do you know that our officers wrote exams? Yes, they wrote exams to become directors of elections for constituencies and regional.
I see.
And
I wish I saw a copy of the past school.
The past questions, and you would have said so. That tells you that
I see.
We meant business. I mean, seriously. And then clearly, so we have the top notch as our directors of elections in the constituencies and regions. And from there, we are going down to the recruitment of our agents. And our agents too are going to write exams. Before you become our agent, you would have written 3 types of exams before we put you in there. So it's not an easy thing that we are going to do this year. And we are prepared for it.
I see.
Yes.
So you're an NDC member, you want to be a polling agent or a party agent, know that you have to write an exam. I see. That's Dr. Tanko Rashid Computer, Deputy Director of Elections of the NDC. He was, together with a few colleagues of his, at the IPAC meeting today. And we've been looking at what transpired in that meeting. That's how we conclude today's edition of the show. The show has been produced by Nana Kobna Welson and Beverly in London. Production assistance given by Daniel Squashi. Social media support by Daniel Abugri and Edwin Kwakofi. Earlier you heard Hawa Idrisu Mustafa. My name is Salom Adunu. Up next is Sister Sister. Have a good evening.
City News. We speak first. Reach our hotline on 0302 224959 and get interactive on Facebook, City 97.3 FM, and on Twitter at City 973.